Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for being here today. Today, I'm going to start to sharing my screen a little bit, and then you're going to put back on myself, and you're going to start to talk, okay? Today, we're going to talk about this amazing, amazing thing that I really know that it's something that most of us need to work on. Some of us know how to do, some don't. But I know that all of us need to have those two things, discipline and will. And having that will help us to change our present, to change our future. And tonight, I invite you all to be with me and to go to this journey inside of our head, inside of our heart, inside of our thoughts, and trying to understand how all of this start, all of this work inside of us. Now everybody see me again, and let me just fix this. Okay, you are
Yes.
seeing me.
Yes.
Okay, and so discipline and will, right? These two, I'm asking you guys, are these two things related? So, do you guys think that it's will who make us disciplined, or do we need discipline to educate our will? Yeah, it's difficult, right? When I start these two, when I start to study to prepare everything, these were the two questions that I start to think, to like meditate about it, and I couldn't do it in the first. I couldn't answer. I don't know. So I
Oh,
started studying, I started putting together my documents, I started reading, and believe me, you'll be surprised. So let's start with will. Okay, let's start with some definitions. Some say that will, it's one, it's the action of wanting something, or that will is the power to choose what the man shall do, or even that what one desires. So if we pick up these definitions, we will see that it's all about we, right? It's all about we want now. It's all about uh, what we're gonna do, what you want in this moment. And I'm pretty sure that you guys have listened this sentence before. Will to power. In Portuguese, it's querer é poder. And after this lecture, my friends, you're gonna think differently about these sentences. Will, it's not the power, not at all. It's nothing like we used to think before. Never is, and I believe that never was. The new psychology says that the thoughts that you are having right now, the things that you want, the things that um, you like, the things that, do you know that dessert that we just ate dinner, right? Most of us. So do you know that dessert that we want to have so badly and we didn't? So this is our will. This is something that we want now, right? Do you know that these desires that come from a part of our brain, they say that all of those desires, they come from a part of our brain that we can access so easily. They come from an unconscious part, and all these desires come from that little part of the brain that we can control or even access as we wish. But this part, it forms our very essence. What that means is the things you pursue today, everything you know, uh, everything that you know you need to do, but you just didn't, like that 1 hour of cardio that you're supposed to do today and every day, or that book that you want to read so badly, but you never start. It's inside your bed or inside of your Kindle, but you never start the first chapter. Or even, do you know that things that you have, like that little gossip that you want to do with someone else, but we are trying so hard to start our inner reform and we try to avoid becoming someone less judging. The more you try, if you stop to thinking about ourselves, the more you try, the more it seems that your brain is sabotaging you. And this is exactly what is happening. Our brain is sabotaging us. But here's the big question for us. How can we want two opposite things at the same time? And we do, right? We want to lose the weight, we want to be healthy, but you also want the chocolate cake. We want to read the book, but we also want to go to Netflix and just relax, watch something funny. We want to be a better person, but sometimes we really want to talk about that person with someone that we trust, that are very close to us, and that we know that share the same thoughts that us. So sometimes we stay like this, and then we do it. So how can we want two things, opposite things at the same time? Maybe if you start to think we want one more than other, which one? But you're gonna tell me, Daisy, I cannot tell you because I really want to lose the weight, right? I really want to change my body. I really want to be a healthy person. This is in my mind all day long. Not the chocolate cake, but this is in my mind all day long. So why we can do this? Why I cannot be more organized, right? Like have my time for everything. Wake up, uh, do my prayers, meditate, and then why can I do this if I want to so badly? If this is making me, it's make bad to my life. It's making a mess in my life. Why these intentions cannot be transformed into acts? And my friends, what I find out in my research is this is a conflict between the old self versus the one I need to become. And in this battle, the old one has a big advantage. It is there because it is there inside of you, bossing you around for more time than you can think of, than you can remember. I'm talking about many reincarnations. I'm talking about centuries, to be more precise. It is what we call ingrained vices. It is not that willpower fails, but a desire we are not aware of is there for centuries, that is there for centuries and triumph against the things that we want to do, that we need to do, that we want to become. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys one more time because I want to show you guys something. Okay. And come the psychology. This is Dr. Dan Gilbert. And this is so amazing that the new psychology, the modern psychology, is bringing to us some concepts that the Spiritism they were talking about for so long. And then when we find out outside of the bibliography, of the Spiritist bibliography, I'm still get amazed. Oh my gosh, I read that in the Spiritist book. I read that in the gospel, and they just explain in different words, but with the same meaning, right? And so Dr. Gilbert, he launched this book last year, and he studied the psychology of the will. He brings this Bruno. There is some people waiting to be accepted. You can do it, or okay, can you do? Okay. So he said that human beings are works in progress that mistakenly think they are ready. Then Gilbert shares a recent research on a phenomenon he calls the illusion of the end of history, where we somehow imagine that the person we are now is the person that we will be until the end of life. What that means. He said that we have this illusion that unfortunately we cannot. I'm going to stop sharing with you guys one more time to see my face. And he said that it's very difficult to us to realize. It's easy so first of all, he did this experiment, right? He picked up hundreds of people, and then he asked this question: do you guys want, I have $50 for each one of you, $50, and I can give the $50 now, or I can give you $60 later. What do you guys prefer? He said that the majority wants the $60 now. Why? He started his research saying to us that the will, it's like a muscle, right? That we can exercise, we can nurture, and we can control as far as we know. But that before that, we have some misconceptions about ourselves. And what this experiment that I talked to you guys prove, that the human being has a block to imagine their future selves, our future selves, right? And Dr. Gilbert, he attributes that to something called easy remember versus difficult of imagining. So we can easily remember how much we change in the past 10 years, but it's difficult to imagine what we could become in the next few months. So let's analyze what I talk about to you guys so far. We saw that the things that drive our will are in an inaccessible area of our brain, right? Formed by past experience and experience from this life too. But most of the feelings that move that will, there are in an inaccessible part of our brain. We can even remember. This is one. Two, this will that we think we control before these lectures is just us trying to satisfy our imminent desire. This is what the experiment that I told you guys prove, right? So he did another one. Like he asked the same people months after. So I have $50 here for you. I'm gonna give you in 1 year from now, or in 1 year from now, or I can give you $60 13 months from now. And most of all of them said, I want the 60 months, 13 months from now, because they could see the future 1 month in the in 12 months later, that has no difference in their brain. So if it was something now and something later, most of us, we would choose something now, not later. Come back to the to the analysis that we are doing. So we saw that the things that drive our will are in the inaccessible part of our brain. We saw that the will we think to control is just trying to satisfy, in this will, is just trying to satisfy an imminent desire. And we assume that we will not change so much in the future. We act like we are finished, like we are not constantly changing, as I read to you guys in my slide. So now I ask you guys, how am I going to fight this circle? Right? We know that our will, it's not controlling by us, exactly us, the rational us right now. And this will wants things now, right now, as soon as possible. And for us, it's very difficult to imagine future, to imagine us very different from the future. But I want to ask you something. Can you think about yourself 10 years ago? How you were 10 years ago? If the clothes that you wear, the band that you liked, the way that you think about some subject, some confident subject, are you the same person now? I'm definitely not. I am, and I know that some of you must be a very, very different person. I know some of you that weren't a mother, and now you guys are a mother or father, and that's changed a lot. I know. But besides of that, and everything else in our life, probably you don't like, it's not the band that you liked, you loved 10 years ago, it's not the one that you loved right now, right? So we can look back and realize, yes, I changed a lot in the last 10 years. But why can we not do this from the future? Why we still think that, yeah, we'll be a little different, some different, but not radically different as we are right now because of that block that we just talked about, right? What is my point? I'm going to go there and you guys is going to see. So coming back to my big question, how can we fight this? And the tricky here is the word fight. We won't, my friends. We can fight. We can force anything. Because if we try to force our will, we probably lose, as we have been losing so far. Psychoanalysis and the Eastern philosophy both think that the idea of the will, it's not an act of force. On the contrary, it can only be born of understanding and therefore of consciousness. The desires that we have now aren't trustful. We just saw that, right? Because we are not sure where they're coming from. Because we are changing. We are changing all the time. Since the creation, since the verb, I'm not talking about just from the day that we were born. No. Since our creation, the creation of our spirit. And how are we going to do this? Where is the power? As we saw, will, it's not the power anymore, right? Where is this power? The power lies in choosing a model to follow. Understand the steps that you need to go in order to achieve that. Find the barriers inside of you as pride, vanity, greed, egoism. Some of them are so well hidden that you would swear that you don't have it. But trust me, unfortunately, we have almost all of them in different amounts, but they are there. So we should find those barriers and use the techniques that I'm going to bring to you guys today, not from myself, of course, from my research, from the Joanna de Angelis, from Manuel Filomeno de Miranda, from the spirits, from the spirits book, from people way more knowledgeable than myself, but use these techniques to find control, to find the way to control them, to control all these vices, and then silence them. In the beginning, for a while, because they will be coming back, but then after a while, I'm pretty sure, I have a faith that we're gonna silence them for good. And as I said to you guys, the techniques, it seems every time that I'm talking about, it seems sometimes dense and difficult and too complicated to do by ourselves, right? But I'm gonna bring something to you guys from a place that most of you know, right? Our beloved Spirits book. And here what they have to us. Here is what they have to us. In 4 questions, read with me, guys. The ones that can read, okay, I'm gonna read it out loud for all of you. The questions 909 to 912. Could humans always overcome the evil tendencies through their own efforts? This is the answer of the spirits. Yes, and sometimes with very little effort. What they lack, it's willpower. How few of you make such an effort, however? Following question. Can humans find in the spirits an effective aid to help them overcome their passion? If you sincerely pray to God, your guardian angel, good spirits, will certainly come to your aid. That is their mission. So they are here for that. There is someone that is here to come to you, to come to help you. As you ask, as you pray, as you really go inside of yourself and ask for that. Following question. Aren't there passions that are so alive? We just talk about those passions, right? Those vices, the things that you want so much, not just these vices, the chocolate cake and the other things that you want so badly at the same time that you want the opposite thing. Aren't these passions that are so alive and irresistible that the will is powerless to overcome them? There are many who say, I want to, but the will, it's only on their lips. They want, but they are very satisfied at not being able to. When they believe they cannot overcome their passions, it is because their spirit is pleased by them as a result of its own impurity. Those who try to restrain their passions understand their own spiritual nature, and overcoming them is a triumph of the spirit over matter. And the last one for us. What is the most effective means of fighting the predominance of the corporeal nature? Practicing self-denial, selfishness. So, working more for others than for ourselves, looking more for others than for ourselves, practicing charity. And let's see each other one more time. And reading this question 911, I remember a joke that Chico Xavier used to tell, that devices that we have, they act in our life like they were a big dog, and we keep our life running from that dog, and the dog coming after us, but we are running with that wheel that the dogs bite us, that the dog come for us. So this is what they are talking about. We want, but we may not really want, or this want that I just told you may be something just from that moment right now, that we want this for now, but not something that we consciously choose for ourselves. And we talk about the model, right? We just talk about the model. It's the first technique, right? Choose a model, because if we cannot trust our will, because we just saw many reasons for that. So we choose consciously, choose a model and follow it. What model is safe enough so we can trust it? A model so trustful and reliable that was given to us 2000 years ago. And still, my friends, it's the best we have since then. Yeah, I'm talking about him. It's the life that Jesus lived, the way that he forgave, the way that he loved, the way that he trusts, and most importantly, the way that he trusts. So this is the parameter. This is the model. And forgive me, the Mandalorians here tonight. This is the way. And we bringing more from my friends to help us, guys, with these techniques. I bring you Joanna de Angelis, that it's our mentor, the mentor of our house. And what she said to us is, oops. What she said to us is, okay, what is happening? I wanna share. Oh,
Hold on, it's coming.
oh. Yeah, no, my slides are not here anymore. So, what Joanna? Oh. Oh, no, but it's fine. Let me
Share
show
your
you.
screen and wait for
Yeah, but
seconds.
no, but I can.
Can you see your screen?
Yes, I can. So I'm gonna just read for you guys my slides, right? So do you want? Okay, I think I did, Bruno. I'm gonna try one more time. So,
What I experience if I don't shrink in my Zoom before I exit.
okay, that happens. Do you think is it? Okay. No, it's not.
Let it.
Okay, let's see.
Let it.
It's there.
There we go.
Are you guys seeing? Okay, it's there. So this is what our mentor said to us. Sorry for that, guys. I didn't want to break our concentration, but here we go. So this is what Joanna brings to us from the book Momentos de Meditação. Unfortunately, we don't have it in English. So Joanna brings, the man who seeks personal fulfillment, it's inevitably driven to interiorization. His thinking must remain firm in the ideal that fascinates him, and the faith that he will achieve success impels him not to be intimidated by the impediments that assail him in the execution of the program he proposes. Meditation becomes the effective way to discipline the will, exercising the patience with which the interior tendencies in which is shackled will win. So what she's saying to us, to meditate, to go inside of ourselves, to look for, we are not looking, to try to access that unconscious part that we just talked about. And way more for us that know the spiritual world, that know how the spirits work. We know that we can do way more. Sorry, it was my alarm. That the spirits can do way more when we are concentrating ourselves, when we are trying to do our good, our best, trying to change. We just saw from the Spirit's book, they come from our help, right? And then in the book, No Rumo do Mundo de Regeneração, it's the last book of Divaldo Franco. They also didn't launch in English yet. This is why I told the name in Portuguese. Manuel Filomeno de Miranda, he says to us, love, without a doubt, is the best instrument to facilitate self-discovery. Sorry, guys. My screen. To facilitate self-discovery. The encounter with oneself help in the grand adventure of conquering the infinite and being fulfilled. And Joanna also brings to us in the book Life Challenges and Solutions. Joanna says to us that she brings that we need to hold for accomplish this task that I'm proposing to you guys. 3 virtues: discipline, patience, perseverance, and self-confidence. From the conquest of patience, she said to us, as soon as we got this patience, and the fact of, and then in which moment do you need to think in patience to be there, like meditating, and all after that, all in this moment? Not just that. Be patient to ourselves, right? Because remember, every time that you were trying to fighting for is there for maybe a millennium, for hundreds of years. You don't know. So you need to be patient, because your brain, everything that you have inside of your brain and your spirit, they were building life after life, incarnation over and incarnations. Perseverance. We're gonna fail. We know that, right? We're gonna fail. Sometimes we're gonna fail. But that moment should not be used, should not be taken, should not be seen as an encouragement. Because we probably didn't build everything that we want to destroy right now in one life, in one time. We were exercising that. We were trying to do that. So the persistence, the perseverance in what we want to do, it's primordial. And the Spiritists, they call us spiritual children. So let's act as, because if you have a small children, if you had a small child, you know that it's incredibly difficult to make them stop. And when they are very, very little, as my youngest one, like 1 year, 1 year and a half, oh man, make him stop to try to pick up something that he wants. He tries, and no matter how much we hold him, no matter how much we try to stop him, he's trying, and he starts crying until we take the thing from his sight. This is the only way who makes him stop. So let's be like the spiritual children, that let's use this good part, the perseverance of the children that the Spirit said that we were, right? And the third one, it's self-confidence, that I dare to compare to self-love. We need to love ourselves. Because remember the second commandment, the first commandment, love God above all. The second one, it's love your neighbor as you love yourself. And we know that we have to love our neighbor, right? But if we don't love ourselves, how are we going to do this? So I would say that should be the first one, not the patience. The love should come first. Because if we love ourselves, if we care about ourselves, we're going to try to pursue the patient that we need. We're going to try to persevere in the things that we consciously know that are best for us, not the ones that we just want now, that we want and we don't know where this thought came from, which one of the incarnations inside of us throw this to our brain in that moment, right? And then Joanna says to us that when we achieve those three, to the certainty of the existent possibilities that we can apply in favor of intimate desires, fear, and self-punishing, self-afflicting these mechanisms, they disappear inside of us. And we start to dissolving all of them. And we really start our progress to evolution, to the way that now we can rationalize, we can be rationals, we can choose, and we can go after this. As I was talking about to you guys, self-love, if we start to exercising this virtue, I think it's the best approach, right? Because in the moment that we fail, remember that I told you that we're gonna fail. The important is to keep trying. Do you know why? Because I know that the feeling of failing something, or fail with a friend, or fail with ourselves, in trying a new diet, in trying to be more patient, in trying to be more organized in our lives, in trying to study, be the person that you know you need to be, not that just you want to be, but the ones that you imagine, you create in your mind. When you think in the future, remember you are not that good to think in the future, to do things that we think that we're gonna want in the future. But this is because we are following the wrong feeling. Because as soon as you fall, we start to go after the examples that we have. Use that model that I told you guys. These are the virtues that I want to achieve. This is safe, right? This was predicted before. It was tried before, right? 2000 years trying those virtues. So testing those virtues. This is safe. And in that moment that we feel to ourselves, that feeling, that part of your brain that's trying to go against you, saying that you're not worthy, you won't make it, you are not disciplined enough, you are weak. All of those things that we may know that sometimes our friends, our spirits, some ignorant spirits trying to persuade us. Sometimes it's just us. It's not them, just us. When this happens, what you need to do is look to yourself and said, I love myself enough to stop now and keep going. Just go. Keep going. And then the next day, when you try one more time, when these thoughts, when these feelings coming back to your mind, you won't make it. You know that you won't make it. You're going to eat, or you're going to prefer to sleep, or you won't do the changes that you need. You're going to talk about people. You're going to talk about bad about people. You won't be that person that you want to be. You remember that feeling that you felt before, how bad you felt before for fail with yourself. And then you said to yourself, I'm not feeling that again. I'm not feeling that again. And remember, every time, every decision that we take for good, for the best of ourselves, and consequently for the best of everyone who is surrounding us, we're going to have help. Remember what the Spirit's book said. If you pray, if you ask, there is someone who was designated to spend this life by your side, to helping you. So look for help. Look for doctors. Look for psychologists. Look for meditation. Look for things that they're gonna stop the storm that are inside of you. The storm of bad feelings, of self-pity, of those things that they're not bringing us up. And I'm going to go to a poem, but I do have a final message for all of you guys. And I wish that that choice that you are making right now, listen to me, or you're going to do it later before you go to bed or tomorrow, they come not from your feeling, but from the rational decision to become someone that you're going to be proud of 10 years from now. And we have the motto. You have the motto. All of us, we have the motto. We talk about them all day, all the time. So let's start, right? I brought to you guys this beautiful poem that I found on the internet. And I thought that you guys would enjoy. Show it here. Okay. 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 Take this from here. Discipline. I don't know who is the author. On the website, they didn't say, but I put over here if you guys want to search. And this there, sacredpoems.com. So, discipline. The call to follow a direction where few would go by choice. To have a chance at something where all will hear your voice. It's not without some sacrifice or trade of sweat and toil. We will to what's needed if we are to reach our goal. It's holding to a pattern that leads to dreams of change, where thoughts and also actions together rearrange. Some go in search of discipline, others it will find, and bring changes forth with actions that first start in the mind. So, my friends, this for us, it's the moment. Because if you didn't start, you should start now. We are in a process of regeneration, right? Our world is changing. Many spirits are coming back. It's spirits enlightened than us, knowledgeable. It's spirits better than us to make this world a better place. So for many of us, could be the last chance to be here. And this process of changing yourself, we cannot hold anymore. We need to start now. We need to start right now. In other way, we won't keep going. Doesn't matter if you are young, if you are knowledgeable, if you have few years already in this incarnation, doesn't matter. Remember that Jesus said that we are the workers of the last hour, and the last ones, they will be the first ones. The only thing that is waiting is for our decision. It's our very, very sincere decision to change what needs to be changed, to start what needs to be started, to pursue, to be patient, and don't think that we are alone, because he will be with us all step on the way. Thank you very much.